Greetings everyone, and welcome to Balance. A few things before we start. It's always advised that you have your Sarah pendant or a telephone within reach throughout class. Perform your exercises holding on to something sturdy, a chair that will not move, a kitchen counter, a railing that is high. That's very important. The likelihood of falling backwards during this balance class is increased during some of the following exercises. So, if possible, have something very sturdy behind you, in addition to in front of you, perhaps a wall, or again, a high enough railing, or a kitchen counter. Stop if there is pain, shortness of breath, or dizziness. Call for help as needed. You want to avoid any movements that you have been advised by your doctor or therapist to avoid. Rest at any time, as you will be on your feet for a little while. And never ever take any chances. Be extra cautious during balance. If you are in doubt, simply skip that particular move and move on. If you feel that you prefer to sit for a while, there are a number of these exercises that you can perform seated. So please, just be cautious. Okay, let's begin. On your feet. Again, you want to have something very sturdy to hold on to. Note this chair moves. It's not that sturdy. You need something sturdy. Note, I am in front of a railing that is high enough. It won't move. Okay, we stand with our feet shoulder width apart, toes facing forward, shoulders relaxed, holding on as needed. We are going to start with head movements. So we will turn our head 5 times to the right, slowly and as comfortably as you can, and 5 times to the left. Let's begin. Turn. Relaxing your shoulders. If any of these movements cause vertigo or dizziness, please avoid them. And never, ever hold your breath. And now 5 times to the left. Remember to hold on as needed. 2 and 1. The next exercise are for neck movements. We also call them chin tucks. Stand tall, looking ahead. We're going to place one hand lightly on the chin and guide your head straight back, thusly. Okay? Think of it as pushing the back of your head against a wall or pulling your nose off a frosty window. So guide that head straight back. Let's go. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. The next one is a back extension or an arch. Cautious of shoulders, we place our hands on the small of the back and gently arch back and stand. No pain in your back. It might take a couple of extra arches to warm up the back for this movement. Gently, gently. And let's do one more for good luck. Very good, trunk movements. This one can be tricky. I will place my hands on my hips. Feet are shoulder width apart. Do not move your hips. I will move my chair so you can see. We will turn comfortably 5 times to the right. And note when I say turn, it is actually a twist at the waist. Note the hips are not moving. This can be very, very tricky. It may take a while to grasp. You're using your core. One more, and then 5 twists to the left. Focus on your hips. If you feel your legs moving, your hips are moving. 2 and 1. Okay, I'll bring my chair back. We're going to go into some ankle movements. You can sit or stand. We're going to lift one foot and point the foot down and pull it back towards you. Are you ready? Let's go. You may find that standing on one leg may not be that comfortable. So if you need to sit, if you need to do a few and then switch legs, you can. Now remember, this is an exaggerated move. A long push and a big pull. Feeling the stretch in the front of the leg, the back of the leg, the ankle, feeling the contractions in the muscles. Let's go for 3, 2, and 1. We're going to switch sides here so you can see. Let's go. Push the toes away, pull the toes back, and keep going. It's a point and a dorsiflexion from the ankle. Relax your shoulders, lengthen up tall, even if you're seated, and continue to point and flex. And let's do one more for good luck. Point and flex. Very good. Now we will come on around and sit. We will be adding weights to our ankles. So if you need ankle weights, you are welcome to call me and I will get them to you. If you don't have ankle weights, simply do the exercises for now and focus on contracting and squeezing the fronts of your thighs. This exercise may seem very easy, and you can vary the number of repetitions you do. So I want you to back all the way up in the chair so your back is supported. Rest your arms in your lap. You choose your start leg, and we are simply going to straighten the knee, lifting the sole of the foot all the way up, and bend. If you'd like to tap the foot down in between each repetition, go right ahead. If it's too much, feel free to alternate legs. Should this bother the knee joint itself, you can leave your knee bent and lift the knee and the leg, and you'll still feel the thigh work. It is different, but at least you're still working this thigh in some fashion. So what we're doing today is 15 repetitions. So we have 5 more on this leg. And you can see that it's not a very difficult exercise to do. So you probably can lift a substantial amount of weight on your ankle. Note, none of these should bother your lower back. Breathe. 2 and 1. Switch legs. Here we go. Gently. And note that we are not moving quickly. Try to avoid letting that foot drop down. Bring it down gently. Breathe. Feel the front of this thigh. Tighten up when the foot lifts. You could even squeeze and contract those muscles a little bit more. Keep going if you can. Rest as needed, and always up tall with your shoulders relaxed. And let's do one more for good luck. And down. We are going to keep these weights on our ankles. So if you end up going heavier for the exercise we just did, you may need to reduce the weight for the next one. Okay? So we did the front. Now let's stand and do the backs of our thighs. Remember, you're holding on to something sturdy. I'll turn my chair sideways so you can see the exercise from the side. Ready? You're going to bend one knee and pull your heel up towards your buttocks. I'd like you to try and bend that knee at least 90 degrees. And as you bend it, note my thigh stays in one spot. It does not pull forward. Okay? Lift and lower softly and keep going. And as you lift, you should feel that contraction in your hamstring muscles, the back of your thigh. Breathing. Posture tall. If standing on one leg is uncomfortable, you can alternate right, left, a few right, a few left. And let's just shoot for 2 more on this leg. And switch. So if standing up is not comfortable for you, you can sit upright in a chair, still pulling that heel backward towards your bottom, which means it will go underneath the chair. Again, note my working thigh is not moving forward toward the chair. 90-degree bend at least, and let's keep going. So balance class consists of some movements and some strengthening exercises and some actual balance. So let's do a few more here because I lost count. We're actually shooting for 15 of these on each leg. Let's do 2 more. And 1. Very good. Okay. Now you will end up standing beside what you're holding on to. If you cannot stand or do one leg at a time, or one leg repeatedly, that is, you can face your chair and hold on with 2 hands, thus alternating. Okay? This is for the hip. Nice and tall, hip abduction. We lift sideways and down. Sideways and down. Note the posture. Note the slow pace. And note my lifting knee is straight. And when I lift, you keep going. My toes are facing you, not the ceiling. Okay? So lift. You should feel this in your hip muscles. And breathe. The tendency is to lean when we do this, so I want you to focus on being upright. And again, the number of repetitions is not written in stone. I just want you to make sure you feel your hip muscles working and you're not moving fast. Let's go for 3, 2, and 1. Okay? So you will turn around to do your other side. And we will do the same thing. Here we go. Noting that you may find one side is stronger than the other. Also note, I am not standing right up against my chair. Okay? You want to give a little bit of space between you and your chair. That helps for better balance as you're holding on. Don't be in a hurry to put that foot down. Posture. Breathe. And again, you may find your standing side gets tired. As long as your form and your posture is good, you can keep going. If you start to falter, that's key to stop. Breathe. And let's try for 3 more. 3, 2, and 1. Now, we're going to need to take our ankle weights off if you're wearing them, and then we will stand again. So I recommend you sit to take them off. Once you take them off, if you're wearing them, make sure you place them out of your way. So under your chair is a good idea. That way you won't trip on them. Back up we go. Once again, holding on to something very sturdy. Feet are going to be shoulder width apart, and you will face the object you're holding on to, not too close to it. Toes facing forward. We're going to lift our heels. Ready? Go. Okay. Shoulders relaxed. Okay. You're coming up to both sets of toes, and you're lowering your heels gently, so we will avoid dropping and bouncing. Okay. Calf raises. You're working the backs of your lower legs. Think about pushing the crown of the head to the ceiling. And if you are not used to working your calves, you will find they will fatigue quickly. So keep going. Try to relax your knees. Remember, we don't ever lock a joint straight. Woo. Think we can do 5 more? Try it. Push and lower softly. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now, this was a supported calf raise. What you want to try next, provided you are comfortable doing so and confident, is to let go. However, before we let go, same stance, I recommend opening your grip and resting your fingers on the back of the chair. Start up again, and if you're very confident, you can start by releasing with one hand. Breathe. Maybe try releasing or switching to the other hand. If your balance is secure, start out by releasing 2 hands without moving them too far away from the back of that chair or kitchen counter or railing. Okay. Eventually working toward relaxing the arms down at your sides and good balance. Remember, it may take time. Breathe. Do not ever risk anything. And you should be feeling this in the backs of your lower legs and your calves. So as you start to feel it more, you may find your balance becomes compromised. So be careful. Yes, we do a lot of them. Let's do 1 more. And come on down. Go ahead and shake out your legs a little bit. Okay, now, this is where we have a tendency to fall backward. So, if you have a chair and a high enough railing or kitchen counter, you may want to stand in front of it with your secure chair that won't move, or table. So I'm going to turn sideways so you can see. Step back from your support, feet apart, toes forward. Now you're going to raise and lower your toes and the balls of your feet. You'll rock back some, but we want to avoid this. Okay? So the key to doing that is to avoid locking your knees, because once you lock them straight, it will rock you. Keep lifting. Now you're working your shins. Really focus on pulling up with the fronts of your legs. Pull. This is a tough one, so keep going. Over time, you'll be able to raise those legs higher, or excuse me, those feet. So keep going. Okay. We're more than halfway through this session. Okay, keep going. Again, if this makes you nervous to do standing, you can sit upright and really pull those toes up. And down the road, maybe come to your feet. Okay? Now, take a breather. The next one is the same thing. However, over time, we are going to work toward doing our toe raises without holding on, okay? So the first thing you would do is rest your fingers lightly. Keep lifting. Then perhaps release one hand. Then maybe try releasing the other hand again. This is all over a period of time. Then maybe just releasing both right above the back of the chair or whatever you're holding on to. And then standing tall. You'll note a little bit more movement when you don't hold on, but you need to be confident. So wherever you need to be, okay, holding on, not holding on, tall posture, wherever you need to be. Okay, no falling backward on that one, no falling period. Okay, the next one is a knee bend. Again, you will face your chair, shoulder width apart with those feet. Okay. You're going to bend your knees part way. Note how the knees move forward over the toes. Note how the heels stay down. When you come down and start to feel those heels want to lift up, that's your cue to straighten back up. Holding on. Knee bend. Think of that carousel horse going down the pole. Your spine is the pole. It is supposed to pull in the backs of the lower legs and the calves. Okay? However many you want to do is fine. But I wouldn't go too crazy. Maybe 5, maybe 10. And let's release. Now, the next one is the same thing, unsupported. Okay? Wherever you want your arms to be, try it again. If you have knee issues, I highly recommend you hold on. If there is pain, I highly recommend you stop. Over time, you'll feel yourself going lower as your calves become more flexible. Two and 1. Come on up. Next one, we're going to sit. Your weights are still out of your way. Okay? Now, some of us can do this, some of us can't, and it really doesn't matter because we're all going to learn how to do it. For starters, we're going to use 2 hands, and I'm going to turn on an angle so you can see me. Okay? Sit to stand. First thing we're going to do is pull the feet back. Yes, your heels will lift. Keep your chin up like you're looking forward. Lean forward. Start by pushing with your legs and stand. Gently come down and sit and repeat. When you come down, remember, you want to come down softly. You don't want to fall back into that chair. So we keep the heels pulled back slightly off the ground. We come forward, chin up, and push with everything. As you initiate the push, your heels automatically come to the ground. Now, we're going to keep going. See if you can release one hand, which means you're using the other hand to push off and to guide you back down. If it starts bothering the knee joints, you will need to take a break. Breathing. The thighs will feel this. Okay, we have another hand, so we will switch sides. Heels are up, you lean forward and push. So you're pushing with your hand and both legs. Push. And remember, the hips tend to pop up a little bit first. So we lean, push the buttocks up, and then come up to meet it. Your heart rate will increase a little bit. You may start to feel a little warmer. You may be breathing a little harder. That's what happens with stand sits or sit to stands. Let's go one more. Okay? Now, if you'd like, we try no hands. Be confident. Leaning over, chin is up. Lift the hips and the heels come down and up you go. So a lot of times people think that standing from a seated position without using the hands is not for them. They haven't done it in a while. They think they can't do it. Most of the time, it's the way we do it. And you will find you can. Let's try two more. And let's stay up on this one. All right. Now what we will do is come behind our chair once again. Okay? Making sure those weights are out of the way. So I'm going to turn this way so you can see me. So we're going to hold on from the side. We're going to take one foot and put it directly in front of the other foot so they form a straight line like you're standing on a balance beam or a tightrope. Note you're a little distance from your chair, so if you go backward or sideways, you won't pull the chair with you. Here's what it looks like. Side view. We are going to stand with our weight on both legs now, shoulders relaxed, looking forward, and let's hold. And step out of it. Try your second foot in front. Weight on two legs and hold. And release. You may have felt a little wobbly. That's normal. As time goes on and you want to try this, releasing, you can. But something solid needs to be nearby for you to hold on to. Okay, we ready? Chair in front of you, railing, whatever your sturdy support is, we are just about done. Shoulder width apart. We're going to pick up one foot. You can put it wherever you'd like. Are you ready? Go. And switch. And down. So, if you have a very supportive chair, a kitchen counter, a table, you can actually stand between them and hold on. And we're going to try, once again, to lift. Ready? Maybe lift your foot in a different position. Gradually over time, we increase this length of time, and we gradually loosen our grip, but not before we feel confident. Switch legs. We're just about done. So, if standing on one leg is not something you're interested in doing, it scares you, you're concerned, there's discomfort, you just skip it. Place that foot down. Come on around and have a seat. Your weights should be out of the way. Sit up tall. Relax your shoulders down your back. Remember the chin tuck, slightly back so our ears are above the shoulders instead of out in front. Take a few deep breaths. And 30 minutes, you're done.